Okay, so good morning and good day to all of you. Welcome to this simple uh, discussion regarding the subject Introduction to Criminology. So I hope that everybody are safe and sound wherever you are. And also I pray that this simple material will be utilized by you for your advantage, no? So again, let me again remind everybody, no, especially criminology students, the importance of this subject matter, Introduction to Criminology. This subject matter, once again, is a very significant starting point as one of the major subjects that is offered in the first semester. This subject is a very significant one as an eye-opener to all of you, because in the subject you will fully understand what is all about the nature of criminology as a profession. So in this subject, you will have an overview on what are to be expected in the course Bachelor of Science in Criminology, so that as early as possible, try to assess yourself if you have the heart, you have the mind, you have the intention to pursue this kind of profession, specifically in relation to crime control and prevention. Okay? So again, criminology is both a scientific study of crime and also a profession related to the control and prevention of crime. Kaya nga sabi nila, criminology is a profession which is related to public safety, related to law enforcement, and also related to criminal justice. Okay? So, again, I hope that this material will be utilized by you for your advantage in our endeavor to understand what is criminology. Okay? So, with that, let us proceed and discuss some, no, as a matter of continuation to our discussion during the face-to-face classes. Okay? So as we discussed last time in chapter 1 as to the origins and development of criminology, we mentioned that at the end of this chapter, the students are expected to distinguish criminology and criminal justice as tools against crime. We already discussed that, the difference of criminology and criminal justice. Criminology focuses on the study of crimes and its causes, its origin, and provides solution in order to control and prevent crimes. While in criminal justice, the focus of criminal justice is the control of law breaking, no, or the control of people to violate crime, and how the criminal justice control law breaking. It is the implementation, the enforcement of the law. What law? Specifically, the criminal law. So criminology and criminal justice, they have the same problem to solve, which is crime. But their approach and techniques and strategies, they have their differences. No, so criminology studies the crime and provides solution to the criminal justice as soon as possible. Uh, they will provide solution to the criminal justice so that the criminal justice will know the proper approaches on how to deal with criminals, how to deal with the enforcement of the law to be more effective. No, and the criminal justice comprises of pillars. No, we have the law enforcement, we have the prosecution, we have the court, the corrections, and the community in the Philippines. No, so again, to also another is to differentiate the crime, what is law, what is defiance, and what is delinquency. No? So I hope we already discussed this one and two. Then also recognize the significant events, personalities in the field of criminology. And number four, at the end of the chapter, the students determine the importance of criminological theories in crime control and prevention. Theories, they are, these are set of ideas that explains something. Specifically in criminology, theories or criminological theories, these are set of ideas that explains what is the cause of a crime. Now, why people violate the law. No? So when you conduct your study, and after you conducted your study, then your result, you may use that to make your theory or explanation of something. No? So that is how theories are important. No? Just to cite you two uh, prominent criminological theories. In criminology, that has been used by uh, uh, the modern day, such as the use of in the making of criminal law, in the making of law, in the approaches in the approaches to lawbreakers, corrections. These theories has been used so that if something is explained well, then it will be understood well, and your steps or approaches to it. Now, so those are the learning outcomes. We already discussed the introduction, what is all about criminology. Yeah. Then, of course, the fundamental concept of criminology, criminal justice, crime, law, and the violence and delinquency. No? So dito pa lang sa title, you will understand, no? That criminology and criminal justice may be different in some ways, but they are the same to the fact that they are both uh, doing something relevant to the control and prevention of crime. And remember, control and prevention of crime is very important because in that way we can save lives and properties and maintain peace and order if we again control and prevent crime. So, itong criminology at saka criminal justice, they're working together in order to control and prevent crimes. No, so again, crime is the act, no, and it is the law, specifically the criminal law. Criminal law is the one that defines a crime. And defiance and delinquency, these are other descriptions on what is bad act, or what is an act that is not good to the people. We call it defiance, no? And delinquency. When we say talking of delinquency, it is more on these are defiances, or these are bad acts, or these are not good acts committed mostly by children. Ang tinagamit na term is delinquency, tsaka defiance in general is anything that is not good to public morals, to social norms, or that is not good in the eyes of the people and even in the eyes of God. Again, in the Bible, crime is known as a sin. No, in the Bible, crime is known as sin. In the criminal law of people, we call it crime. No, so with that, we already discussed many definitions of criminology that you should remember what is criminology. No, if you know and you can deliver and discuss what is criminology, then at least you have something in you that is different to other people who have nothing in their head as far as criminology is concerned. So according to Sutherland and Cressy, criminology have three scopes, that is the making of law, breaking of law, and reaction towards the breaking of law. So again, uh, when we say making of law, criminology studies crimes. No, they will study crimes, and whatever the result of their study, they can recommend the making of law. Likewise, criminology also studies how laws are being created. They can study existing laws to see if these laws are essential, these laws are effective, or these laws are proper. Then they can recommend the result of their studies for any changes, amendment to the law. Okay? So, just like yung 9344, no, the Juvenile Justice Welfare Act, that is a law that has been created giving exemption to children in conflict with the law. So example, those who are 15 years old and below, if they committed a crime, then this law says they will be exempted. They will not be punished because these are children. And these are children do not know. They do not know what is right and wrong. Therefore, we should give them a chance. We could give them a break for that matter so that they will change themselves. No? So, but many, and it is also a controversial that even law enforcers are complaining that because of this law, uh, 15 years old, those 12 years old, and even the syndicates, they are taking advantage regarding the leniency of the law. Many are using children to commit crimes because they know that children are exempted from criminal liability. But in order for you to have the proper and accurate explanation to it, then a study must be conducted. And who will do that? It is proper for a criminologist to conduct this kind of study and recommend the amendment, the changing of a law. Then breaking of law, remember this, despite na maraming batas, there are criminal laws existing, people are still violating the law. Why people commit crime is considering that they know that committing crime is not good, committing crime is a violation of law, but still they're committing it. And who will explain that? Criminologists. They will conduct a study. No, yan yung tinatawag na causation. They will determine the cause of the crime. Parang sa autopsy. If you want to know the cause of death, bakit biglang namatay ang isang tao or questionable yung pagkamatay niya, then the only and the best way to do understand is to conduct of autopsy. Dito nagsasalita ang patay through autopsy. Then the third one, the third scope is reaction. The reaction entails what are now the responses, the proper responses, what are the effective responses that a criminologist or the criminology can recommend after this study to address the breaking of law, no, to address the breaking of law so that people will not commit again crime or do not commit a crime because there is a solution for it, no, why people break the law. So making, breaking, and reaction. So making, the criminologies or criminology studies crime to recommend the making of laws, or they can also study existing laws to establish its effectiveness. Then also the criminology studies violations of laws. They will study the cause of crime, why people commit or violate the law. Then third, after examining or studying a crime, then the criminology can recommend the proper methods used to control criminal behavior. Okay. Then also there are other definitions here. Do not forget that criminology is an interdisciplinary profession. Pag sinabing interdisciplinary profession, ang criminology ay binubuo ng iba't ibang klase ng field of specialization. Ito yung sinasabi nilang criminology is jack of all trades. Yan, jack of all trades. No? Andyan ang psychology, andyan ang physiology, andyan ang anthropology, andyan ang psychology, andyan ang psychiatry, sociology, forensic medicine, corrections. So, criminology, binubuo yan ng maraming klase ng discipline, but they are being used as one for the purpose of studying a crime and provide for its solution. No? So, kaya nga sa criminology as your subject matter, no, as a course under the Philippine law, if you will observe in your notes, there are 7, no? Kung tignan nyo dito, nagado. Ayan. Oh. You see, there are 7 interdisciplinary profession in the subject in criminology as a requirement under the law, Republic number 11,131. Kaya, so tingnan mo, may criminal law, may law enforcement dita, may CDI dita, may forensic science, may sociology of crimes, may correctional, may character formation pang bago. So, yan yung sinasabi niya that criminology is Criminology is an interdisciplinary profession. So again, ah, hindi kayo pwedeng maiaw-awan because pag ikaw ay criminologist, you are jack of all trades, no? Hindi ka maiaw-awan because may mga alam ka, the basics of most related aspects, no? That is related to crimes, related to criminology. Okay, so that is all about what is criminology. Then also, do not forget, no, that the word criminology came from the Italian word criminologia, coined by Raphael Garofalo, an Italian law professor in 1885. Then from that, in 1887, a person, Paul Topinard, a French anthropologist, used the word criminology, no, in French word, no, and he used criminology as a French word for the first time. So again, the difference of criminology and criminal justice, it has been mentioned here. It gives prominence to the question about the causes of criminality, while the control of lawbreaking is at the heart of the criminal justice. No? So, ang criminology is specific, no? On the study of a crime, no? Yeah. Kumbaga ah, sa mga medical doctor, ang criminology is, specialist, no? Specialista. Parang yung doktor, merong espesyalista sa utak, may espesyalista sa ah, skin, and so forth and so on. Ang criminal justice is malawak yung sakop niyan, no? Ada law enforcement, ada prosecution, ada korte, ada correction, and community. So malawak ang criminal justice. Mas specific ang criminology because it only focuses on the study of a specific crime, establish the cause of it, and recommend uh, responses or what are the explanation about it so that yung mga policy makers natin, then they know what to do. No? So do not forget that. What caused criminology to exist is the existence of crime. Ganon din ang criminal justice. Pero bakit may criminal justice? Criminal justice is the machinery or the tool of the government to control and prevent crimes, specifically related to crimes. And again, the basis of the criminal justice is the criminal law. Likewise, the basis of the criminology to say whether something is a crime is the criminal law. What is criminal law? Criminal law is a branch of law which defines crimes to its other nature and provides for its punishment. Okay? So that is all about that issue. Then is criminology a science? Yeah, according to these people, you know, from the time maraming in the 17th century, 18th century, yeah, 19th century, 20th century, ngayon is 21st century na tayo, no? If they will ask you, do you consider criminology as a science? Yes. Because of technology today, maraming bagay na hindi na i-explain gamit ang manual. You have to use technology. That is why criminology, whether it's like they like it or not, talagang gumagamit na tayo ng science. That is why it is mentioned that criminology is a scientific study of crime. Okay? Then again, why must member of society be interested in crimes? Oh, imagine niyo kung wala tayong interest, walang pulis, walang criminal justice, walang criminology. So, walang interesado about crime. So, ibig sabihin, kahit pumapatay sila dyan, nagnanakaw, walang pakialam. So, nangyayari dyan, if that will happen, then every one of us can be a victim. Every one of us can be a criminal. Then there will be chaos in the community. There will be no peace and order in the community. And if that happens, no more. People die, people will be destroyed. Life is not anymore precious. Properties are not anymore precious if that is the case. That is why you have to understand that crime is pervasive. No? Every one of us can be affected to it. No? Pag may 10 rapist sa inyong puro, tingnan natin kung hanggang tigil-tigil. Anytime you can be a victim. Crime is expensive. No? Remember this. Huh? Uh, Crime is expensive. Pag ikaw ay namatayan at siya lang inaasahan mo, wala na yung buhay ninyo. Or, if pag may kaso, may mga crime na nangyayari, then it can, you need money, no? It needs cost, resources para ma-solve ang isang kaso. Kailangan mong mag-hire ng mga pulis, maraming investigador, maraming judge, maraming lawyers, para sila ang mag-solve sa krimen. Kaya it is expensive, no? That is why the lesser the crime, then makakatipid ang gobyerno. Then crime is destructive, as I mentioned a while ago. No, it destroys life and property, especially life. Ang life, pag nawala, then no more. So destructive yan. Then crime is reflective. No? Ibig sabihin, the more crimes in a certain area, ibig sabihin, mahina ang law enforcement in that particular area. The integrity of the police, the integrity of the law enforcement is questioned. It reflects. No, it reflects. Then also crime is progressive. Increase in volume of crime is an account over the increasing population. So remember this, crime is changing. No? Likewise, criminology is dynamic. Ganon din ang crime. As population grows, as technology is available, the commission and the nature of crime are also improving. Now, kaya nga noon walang cybercrime, ngayon meron ng cybercrime. So these are some examples. Okay? So another is the nature of criminology. Ano ba ang nature ng criminology? It is an applied science. It is correct. Because whatever the result, it is being used, in practical use. Then also it is a social science because crime is a social creation. Crime affects the society. It is a societal problem. That is why we cannot remove social science in this particular instance. No? Then dynamic, as I mentioned a while ago, criminology is also, flexible. It updates itself depending on the status quo. No? Yan, depending on the status quo. So, katulad nga ng sabi ko last time, dahil sa nasisira na yung environment, sa panahon ngayon, binuo nila ang green criminology. And that is one innovation, no? That is to catch up with the current status of the commission of crime. Then also it is nationalistic in the sense that, you know, we always study crime based on existing criminal laws, existing laws. We do not make our own, okay? So those are the nature of criminology. It is applied science, social science, dynamic, and nationalistic. The same, this is scope of study of criminology is in relation to what Sutherland and Chris have said. The scope is number one, criminology study of the origin and development of criminal law. It also studies the causes of crimes and development of criminals. Parang related din sa making of law, breaking, and reaction. So yung pangatlo, study of the different factors that enhance the development of criminal behavior. Yan, why people are engaging in crimes. So those are the scopes, no? So study the origin, study the causes, and study the factors that enhance the development of criminal behavior. So we have here criminal demography. This is an example of a study in criminology as a scope of criminology, which is to enhance the development of criminal behavior. Kasi pag naintindihan natin ang criminal behavior, then at least we should know the next step and what are the plans and techniques that we should use in order to control the commission of it. Okay, so there are some studies in criminology that has been conducted in order to understand criminal behavior, why people engage in criminal activities. So number one is the so-called criminal demography. Criminal demography. It came from the word demograph. This is the study on the relationship between criminality and the population. No? As we mentioned a while ago, meron bang impact ang volume of population sa existence or occurrence of crime? Meron, no? The more population, kaya nga in cities, no? Sa Metro Manila compared sa Ifugao province, mas maraming krimen ang nangyayari every day sa mga populated area because no, in a populated area, the more people there, the more diverse. Ibig sabihin, no, the more people magkakaiba-iba ng pinanggalingan, then conflict will be committed. No, conflict arises, and if there is conflict and there is no care from for one another, then they will not care. As a result, they can commit crime for their own benefit. No, so the more the population, the more the tendency that the crimes will be committed. No, hindi katulad sa ating mga areas, especially like in Ifugao, that we know mostly, no, one another, our neighbors, so we care one another, and we have the same culture and tradition. Second is criminal epidemiology. It is the study of the relationship between the environment and the criminality. In this criminal epidemiology, kinuha nila yung ideya sa medical science. Sa medical science, pag sinabi mong epidemic, especially this time, na meron tayong pandemic, di ba? Pag epidemic muna, pag tumaas above epidemic level, then it becomes pandemic. At yan yung nangyari sa atin in relation to the COVID-19. So itong epidemiology, it is a medical attribution. No, it is a medical in nature. But the explanation here is criminologists, no, or criminology treats crimes, no, as uh, like a disease, no, that it may affect, no, others. Yeah. So, ibig sabihin, the more crimes that are being committed in a certain area, the more crimes that is within your surroundings, then there will be the tendency that of what you see, no, just like yung theory na social disorganization, na the more your area is disorganized, the more that pwede ka ring madamay. In other words, sa katulad ng sakit, di ba? Sa COVID-19, pag sa isang area maraming may COVID-19, then pag andon ka sa area yun, there will be the tendency na pwede kang mahawa sa COVID-19 na yan. No? So pag nahawa lahat ng tao, example sa barangay na 1,000 o 2,000 ang population, ang 500 doon is even 1,000 doon, or 800 doon sa population na or one-fourth of the population ay puro criminal, then there will be the tendency na others will follow. No? Especially pag mahina ang law enforcement, then the criminality will be spread out, no, or it will spread out, then people can be victimized or more people can join and become criminals. It's like an epidemic, it's like a pandemic, no. So yan yung crime. So pag nasa isang area ka na marami ang criminal, maraming crimes ang nangyayari, then there will be the tendency na pwede kang maging victim or pwede kang maging criminal, no? So it attracts criminality. So yan yung criminal epidemiology, no? So in a criminal epidemiology, criminology treats, no? It treats crimes as like a disease that if it is not prevented, then it will spread out and affect others, and they can also become criminals, no? Then also in criminal ecology, sa criminal ecology naman, ecology, this pertains to a situation na, for example, ang isang lugar mo, for example, yung Tondo, example lang. So if you are living in Tondo, they are saying Tondo, no? Mostly are citing that Tondo is, a squatter area, no? Na facilities are not readily available, no? Mahina yung economic status ng mga tao doon, no? Yung mga basic needs, no, is, hindi masyadong matatag. Buildings, no, government services, mahina, economic life of the people, mahina, mga bahay, karak-karak, for example, no, quote and quote, not to discriminate them, but as a side, for example. So compared sa isang subdivision, no? So si Mr. A nakatira sa squatter area, si Mr. B nakatira sa subdivision. So yung nakatira sa subdivision, uh, the tendency of criminality, no, is lesser compared sa isang tao na nakatira sa isang just quote and quote squatter area, no? Yan. So of course pag squatter area, open 'yan, no? Yung mga bahay doon, gawa sa tagpi-tagpingero, mahihina ang bahay, so pwedeng makapasok ang criminal, no? There is opportunity of criminality, no? Yun yung pinakapunto sa ecology. So kung saan ka nakatira, for example, in a squatter area, quote and quote, no? Na kung saan good services are not even 50% available. Yung mga bahay is wala pang pintuan or open, no? So it attracts criminality, no? It attracts criminality. Compare sa isang subdivision na may security guard, no? May gate, ang mga bahay is matitibay na hindi pwedeng pumasok, may mga CCTV. So, hindi basta-basta nakakaroon ng criminality. Ang criminal, mahihirapang makapasok at gumawa ng krimen. So, it encourages or it discourages, no, criminals, or it discourages anyone to become a criminal for whatever purpose. Considering yung ecology ng isang tao. Compare sa isang squatter area, quote and quote, as again and again, no, na it attracts criminality because of its foundation, its nature of ecology is, no? So, yan yung pagkakaiba doon. Yun ang ini-study sa criminal ecology. Meron bang impact ang ecology ng isang tao sa existence ng crime o wala? So, yan yung ini-study ng criminal ecology. Katulad ng epidemiology, meron bang impact yung existence of crime within an area na pwede itong makaapekto sa ibang tao na parang sakit, na pag maraming nakakasakit ng ubo sa isang area, it may spread. No, just like dengue. Di ba? Pag marami ang may isang na dengue, yan, pwede rin ma-dengue yung iba within that area. That is all about epidemiology. Yan. Yung demography naman, meron bang impact yung population density or volume doon sa existence of criminality compared sa kukunti lang ang tao. Yan. So, those are the things that you should remember in criminal demography, criminal epidemiology, and criminal ecology. So, as a whole, these are being used, no, depending on the methods that are being used in order to explain how crimes exist, no? Paano nagkakaroon ng krimen and criminals in a particular situation or area. Okay? So do not forget. Another is criminal physical anthropology. No? Anthropology is all about the relation of the physical constitution of men. Kaya nga si Sheldon, no? May isang criminology personality, si Sheldon ang apelyido niya. Mayroon siyang study and theory, no? Gamit yung physical feature ng isang tao, no? Nasabi niya yung matataba, prone yan sa pagnanakaw ang ginagawa. Yung mga slim, yung mga slim ang katawan, mostly they commit physical injuries, no? Yung mga payat, mostly panloloko ang ginagawa. So, these are explanations how crimes exist depending on the physical constitution of men. Ganon din si Cesar Lombroso, no? When he studies the physical feature of person at he established that the face have contribution to the tendency of criminality, no? So, sabi niya yung mga almond eye, yung mga malalaki ang mata, for example, is yung mga common rapists. So, that is based on physical attributes. Then criminal psychology, of course, this is in relation to behavior, no? So it's a matter of behavior, no? Ang psychology is medyo mababa pa yan if we are talking of behavior. Pero pag utak na yung affected, talagang you do not know now what is right and wrong. Hindi mo na alam kung tama ang ginagawa mo. Hindi as a whole, then psychiatry will come to explain that. So, pag severe na utak mo na ang problema, that there is already a problem, you do not know how to use your brain or mind properly already as a whole, then criminal psychiatry will explain, no? Na that is why yung mga insane, no? Huwag kang makipagkontra dyan because an insane or baliw na tao, he doesn't know what is good or bad. That is why he can do anything that is available in his mind, no? So yung psychology naman, pwede pang mai-correct yan because it is more on the behavior, preference ng isang tao, di ba? Katulad mo, nagkasabi ngang bawal manigarilyo, bawal magmama, but still, you are in the office, you are inside the school, you are having a class, you are chewing muma, no? So you know that it is not good, as it is prohibited, still you are doing it because there is something in your behavior. Baka kasi ang feeling mo when you are chewing mama in public or in front of many people or even in violation of law is mas nafe-feel mo that you are handsome or ang feeling mo is barako ka if you are doing those. So this is one example of human behavior aspects, no? So ganun din sa crime, di ba? Sometimes because you want to please somebody, you are doing something, no? Pag hindi mo makontrol yung sarili mo kasi puro, alam mo may mga tao kasi na uh, uh, nai uh, gustong magpa-impress lang or yan ang nagpapasaya sa kanya. Kaya sometimes they do something even it is not already good. Katulad yan, example, ang satisfaction mo sexually is sa aso or sa animals. Wala kang interest sa tao or sa babae or sa lalaki. Ang interest mo is sa animals. Doon ka mas nasasatisfy sexually. Hindi naman maganda yan. Yan ay tinatawag na bestiality. That is a psychological abnormality. So these are the things that you will see. Nagagawa ng isang tao ang isang krimen because of psychological problems or to the highest level, nagagawa ang krimen because of psychiatric problems, no? Then also the last one as you see is victimology. Itong study na ito na victimology is uh, a different one kasi ang target nito is not the criminal but the victim, no? This victimology from the word itself explains that in a whole case scenario, uh, sometimes, no, uh, crimes are committed. This victimology is all about victim blaming. This is victim blaming. This is one in a kind, no? So kasi karamihan kung tignan niyo yung mga ibang kinds of studies, ang target nila is to understand crime and the criminal. But dito sa victimology, ang iniintindi dito is uh, crime and the victim, no? So meron bang participation yung victim in the commission of the crime? Yeah. So one example of explanation in victimology is it says that no, kung sana, no, the victim is careful, the victim is very diligent, the victim is not reckless, then the crime is not committed. So parang yung victim sana hindi na binigyan ng opportunity ang criminal, then hindi nangyari yung criminal. For example, ah, alam mo na meron kayong maraking pera sa bahay ninyo, no? Pero you did not lock your door, you did not lock your gate, ah, iniwan mong bukas. So basically, you are giving opportunity to the criminal mind of people. At pag hindi nila na resist yung temptation, then they will commit robbery for that instance. So yun yung explanation ng victimology for that matter. Okay, so that is all about victimology. So please do not forget how you discuss the following. All right. So let us proceed to another topic, which is the principal divisions of criminology. These are the divisions of criminology. In other words, these are when we say division, no? Kung sa katawan natin is may division din, no? Merong upper, merong lower, no? Upper body, lower body, no? So, ganun din ang Congress ng Pilipinas, may lower house, may upper house. So, it's a matter of division. Dahil sa bahay, may mga kuwa-kuwarto, but still they are in one house, no? So, ganun din sa criminology, this may be of different field of study or interest, but still they are as a whole, they are the target of criminology. Katulad sa subject ng criminology, yung seven, no? Iba-iba man yan, but they are under one law. They are under criminology. Okay? So, one is criminal etiology. So, criminal etiology, this is in relation to the second scope of criminology, according to Sutherland, which is the uh, breaking of law, no? So when you study the cause of crime, no, you study why people commit the crime, why people break the law, then what you're doing is that is a division of criminology known as criminal etiology. Okay? Then if your study is the application of law, no, you will study the effectiveness of the law in the control of crime, then what you're doing is sociology of law. So in here, you will see the characteristics of the law in relation to uh, the study of crime. That is why, tingnan ninyo sa criminology, may subject kayong criminal law, jurisprudence, and procedure. No? Criminal law, jurisprudence, and procedure. Then also, you will see in criminology as your course, meron kang subject na CA or Correctional Administration because one of its division is penology or correction. What is penology? This is the study that deals with the punishment and treatment of criminals. So penology, came the word penal or penalty, no? So pag pinabing penology, you study uh, what are the proper approaches and treatment, no, to criminals so that after they serve their sentence, then they will now be a better person. Hindi yung to kill. We do not punish people just to kill them or destroy them, but we punish them. We give them due punishment, no, so that they will realize their mistakes and they will be a better person by virtue of programs, no? Kaya may mga rehabilitation programs ang BJMP, ang Bucor or Bureau of Corrections natin, no? Then also criminology deals about forensic science, no? Yan na yung nagbibigay na ang criminology is a science already because it utilizes criminalistics, forensic science to study things na hindi pwedeng i-explain ng tao, but it will be explained by science, no? So it is the study of criminal things. Katulad ng fingerprint, no? Yung dugo na nakuha sa crime scene, no? Yung buhok na nakuha sa crime scene, you cannot just explain that using your eyes and nose and mouth. But you need the application of forensic science so that this evidence, especially physical evidence, you will explain this one that may be of use in the solution of a crime problem. Okay? Yeah. Also, sa ngayon, you can use brain scan imaging para tignan mo ang utak. Kasi sometimes, in criminology, according to Beccaria, according to Lombroso, uh, may dalawang primary reason kung bakit ang tao gumagawa ng krimen, biological. Yan, biological and physical, di ba? So, sometimes, sa ngayon, pwede mong examine yung utak ng tao. May ganyang study, no? In-scan nila yung utak niya gamit ang technology, nakita nila na may tumor, kaya pala ganun ang kanyang ugali kasi easily irritated, easily na nagagalit because meron pala siyang tumor. Nung inalis yan, nagbago yung kanyang ugali, mas magiging appreciative, understanding. So, this forensic science, no, is of help in the understanding of a crime, especially evidence, especially physical evidence. So dito papasok yung criminalist dito, no? Then also, of course, one of the most important na you cannot just say something or explain something or give your idea without the conduct of a criminological research. Kaya nga, ang isang subject ninyo in criminology is to conduct your studies, no, through thesis. Okay? So do not forget that. Yeah. All right. So, uh, yeah. So this criminological research, that is our fundamental tool in criminology. Now, that is a fundamental tool even in the time of Lombroso and Beccaria or Beccaria. They use criminological research aside from the use of sciences. No? Kasi si Lombroso, gumawa pa siya ng autopsy. Ini-study yung utak, yung skull ng isang tao to determine and establish if it has something to do with his criminal behavior. So, aside from the use of science, the use of research is a fundamental tool that was used by the pioneers in criminology, and even at this very moment in the modern criminology, criminological research plays a vital role to all criminologists for them to explain uh, uh, a crime or explain something in relation to a crime. So research is very important. Kaya meron kayong thesis 1, thesis 2 in your subject or course criminology. Okay? So uh, that's it. And another, of course, is for you to more appreciate what is all about criminology is you should know the subjects in criminology in accordance to Republic Act number 11,131 as a profession. No? So again, criminology is a profession comprising of subjects that you need to finish and pass the board examination for you to become a professional criminologist under the law. So again, there are 7 interdisciplinary field of studies, originally 6. In addition is yung character formation. So we have the criminal law, jurisprudence, and procedure. This is in relation to criminal or sociology of law. So dito, pag-aaralan ninyo ang criminal law, dalawa yan, book 1 and 2. Yan, jurisprudence is these are decisions made by the Supreme Court, and procedure we have the criminal evidence and criminal procedure. Yan, puro batas ang mga ito. Okay? Human rights education, bagong subject yan. Human rights is very important to understand because sa trabaho ng law enforcement, sa criminal justice, and even in criminology, human rights is the primary concern because if you do not observe it, then everything that you do is useless and unlawful. Okay? Then another is introduction to criminal justice system. Dito nyo matututunan sa subject 1. Then subject 2, you have the law enforcement. It's all about law enforcement. You enforce the law, you implement the law. Through this subject, you will understand what is law enforcement organization, comparative models in policing, introduction to security concept, and law enforcement operations and mapping. Then you have CDI, all about investigation. When there is a crime, the criminal justice have to investigate, identify the criminal, locate and arrest, and provide evidence of guilt to the suspect. Yan ang trabaho ng crime detection and investigation. Ito yung mga subject daan. No? Marami. No? Aabot ng siyam. Okay? Ito yung bago cybercrime. No? Yan. Vice and drug control. Okay? Yan yung mga subject. Then also forensic science or criminalistics. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subjects. Then yung criminology or sociology of crimes and ethics, nagado, ito yung subject kita introduction to criminology. Meron pa kayong tatapusin na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yan. Ito yung criminological research. Okay? Then we have number 6, correctional administration, institutional corrections. Ito yung all about prison and jail. Itong non naman is opposite of institutional. Non, ibig sabihin, you do the correction outside the prison. Yeah. Institutional, you do correction inside the prison. Then in addition is therapeutic modalities. No? Then character formation, there are 2, all about nationalism and patriotism. It is important. Then leadership, decision-making, management, administration in connection to criminology, in connection to criminal justice. Okay? So yan. So what do criminologists do? Yan, pakibasa niyo. So for the meantime, in this discussion, this will be the end for the first discussion. Thank you. Okay, again, ladies and gentlemen, criminology students, thank you, and I hope you use this material for your own advantage, specifically in this particular subject in the course Bachelor of Science in Criminology. Okay, thank you, and see you in the next discussion. Be safe always, be good always. Okay.